This content may include adult language, so fair warning. Don't play this around anyone with virgin ears. In our last episode of The Curse of Strahd.
Quick question, can I speak to plants, like, in a way in which they can tell me where to go?
You could try.
Yeah, I'll definitely try that.
You hear screaming. Unending, painful, pained, horrid screaming. As soon as you enter the tree next to you, you touch it and try to grasp any scent or thought of it, and it just screams right into your mind of unending and painful horror. And now we join our victims. You're all dead. Roll new characters.
Alright,
I will now be a white dragonborn. Christian will now be a firbolg.
no, I'm a white dragonborn fighter now. I'm a dual wielder. I dual wield great swords.
Okay, all right.
I am now a gnome sorcerer.
Oh, even better. No,
I am
talk like that the whole time while you're.
Can I be like an elf warrior?
you could if you didn't wake up, and you do. Though afflicted and worried and confused and just bewildered, you look down, Harry. You do have your legs. And as you look down, you see that you are on top of a bedroll, in front of a fire, and you see the rest of your party on top of bedrolls in front of fires, and all of you rush to your hips and onto your butts, sort of puffing and sweating and breathing heavy.
Hey guys,
yeah, that's good. No, hold on. Just breathe harder for me right now.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, that's enough of that.
Guys, did I just die?
I don't think I
Bloody hell. What? Where are we?
I'm pretty sure we're in hell.
I'm
I
hungover.
did some bad things. I once snuck out of my house when I was 12. I'm pretty sure that gets me in hell. Oh God, why did I do that?
God.
Relax, boy. I don't think we're in hell.
I think hell's what that fog was.
Same.
Surrounding you, you do see that there is a sort of large boulder shadowing your somewhat campsite that you have no reconciliation of making. All of you are on these straw bedrolls of your own. You own these bedrolls. There is ash still flickering from the fire pit. And there does not seem to be an encompassing fog in every direction. Maybe 60 or so feet away, maybe 80 or so feet away, the fog does get thick and shadows some of the distance, but only at your level it just seems to hang around your hips.
Well, I think we're back at our camp. If I'm not mistaken.
What the heck?
What the heck? Huh?
I need more drink.
Wait, so the campsite that we were
What that y'all made?
previously, like ones that
You
we
don't
were-
remember a boulder.
Oh,
But
so it was.
what is this rock? I don't remember one near our original campsite.
I'll definitely approach it with shaky hands and
Can
detect
I-
magic active.
Okay. There's no magic.
Can I break the rock?
It's just a boulder.
Can I slam the boulder?
Roll to attack.
Boy. Yeah, with that on a strike. Hiya.
You punch it very solidly and with a surrounding proper form, and it is a boulder.
Doesn't break. It doesn't.
Breaks your hand.
It is like 4 times the size of any of you.
Oh,
It doesn't break your hand, but it doesn't break.
can I breathe on it?
Do I?
You do.
I'd like to
notice
cast
that it's like
Divine Sense.
that I saw before?
What was that, Harrison?
So does it look like, or can I sense that it looks like the one before?
Definitely not.
Oh.
It is large, but you saw some sort of like rock formation that like hung very high.
Instead of just a single.
Yeah, instead of a single boulder.
So Christian, you're saying what?
Can I Divine Sense again or not yet?
Yeah, you have like 3 of those or 4 of those per day.
Okay. I would like
And
to,
it is a new day, so just so you know, Guild Founder, you need to take a short rest before you do the detect magic again. But you know, you just rested, so at least you could have done it now. And you do detect magic, and you focus first on this tree this rock that everyone seems to be enamored with. But then there is a crackle, a snap, and a pop behind you. And within,
I detect cereal.
within the fire pit.
In the fire pit.
At the center
What's
of
that noise?
your rolls. Some sort of
Oh.
energy looms there.
Guess I'll look over at it.
So like my Divine Sense didn't feel anything from the rock, but
No.
it felt something from the fire pit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of you. Okay.
Yeah, I cast a gaze over at the fire pit and peer into it, see if I can. See
You both
anything.
very quickly turn in anime style, look at the fire pit, and at that same time, as both of your heads turn, the fire, there was no fire. It is just ash and burnt wood, but now a immediate wisp of what seems to be blue and purple flame crackles from this dead fire pit. Nani? It says "Omae wa Moshinari."
Oh my god.
No, go on. What is it? I'm just looking at it. I'm very surprised. I'm taken back almost.
You guys are standing maybe 30 or so feet away from it at the tree, at the rock.
I'm gonna walk towards the blue flame.
And it
Great sword
grows.
drawn, of course.
It begins to grow more and more as you step towards it. As you get maybe 10 feet within it, it has grown to a height that is almost human-sized.
Even though I cannot use it effectively, I go ahead and I decide to try something. I take my greatsword in my I'm not going to use it to attack anything, but I take it in my hand and I point it towards this now human-sized flame, and I shout, "You there! You were the one that I sensed not too long ago, weren't you?"
You bring your blade up and in front and point towards it, and as you do, reaching out towards this blade apparates from the blue, black, and purple flame a coated, pale hand. And as he reaches out, more of his figure and form reveal himself. A figure with long, black hair, red, sort of over the shoulder coating, and this iron plating, very intricately designed and carved within him, but surrounding his entire form, this blue and purple flame begins to flicker. It continues to flicker and dance, and his hand reaches out towards this blade, and it takes a single finger and touches the blade, and immediately you drop it to the ground as it feels like 1,000 fucking houses immediately in your hand. And there's this grin across this figure. His face begins to burn a hot red fire. And he just turns to all of you. Welcome to Barovia. And he is no longer there. He disappears out of the darkness and into the sky above and is no longer the apparition before you.
Well, guys, I think you're alright when we said we were in hell now.
What sort of dark magic is this?
Dark magic most foul.
I bend down and I test the heft on my blade. Is it normal now, or?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So I test it and I put it back on my back. He said, "Welcome to Baronia,
Balagna.
Balagna.
Barovia.
Welcome to Barovia.
Barovia.
Isn't that where we were supposed to go for the princess?"
Yeah.
I believe so.
Hey, Harry, can you do me a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you try to figure out where we are and where the closest nearby people are to us? I'm pretty sure we're not where we were last night, or I think it was last night.
I need a drink.
Sure, I'll go see.
I'd save the drinks for a little while later, Stoneclaw. I think we need to be on our
We don't need
on our
your
toes for
trivia.
this one.
If you remember, you drank all of your alcohol.
Yeah,
Every time.
The entire flask.
Strangely enough, your entire flask is full in there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oi!
Are
I guess I'm not as wasted.
you gonna share before I leave?
You can have a sip, but no more.
So do you all follow as Silvari begins to trek out?
Or do you all have to go by myself?
I'm-
Who's our tracker?
I'm gonna follow.
Yeah. Can't be left alone. It's spooky out here.
no,
Tried
no.
that
Well, I
once.
mean, it's
Tried
kind
that
of
once
day
and it
now,
went
right?
fine, but-
There does seem to be some sort of
Light.
sunlight in the sky, but it is entirely overcast.
Oh, spooky.
It does seem that there is a single direction where the most amount of light comes from, but it
Mhm.
hardly even seems that bright in that direction.
Spooky.
Okay. Well, if we are in Barovia, where that apparition said we are, I think our werewolves might have something to do with what we just experienced. We should make our way to the village in which our princess hails from.
Could have sounded better myself.
All right, so you guys march your way out and into the woods, gathering your belongings, packing them up. Mr. Silvari, can you make a survival check? Just trying to learn the lay of the land around you.
Not again.
Oh, it's good.
Boy.
Much better.
Oh, all right.
Your last one.
Whoops. Let me pull that up here. 23. That's the boy. First thing you notice, these trees are different. They're still long, thin, but they seem to have a coniferous, I think is the style. What is the style of Christmas trees?
La Palma.
Pine.
Well, whatever. I think there's like coniferous and deciduous. Whatever.
thought you
I
said
think they're
carnivorous. I was
coniferous.
like, are the trees gonna eat us?
Boy.
Not cannibalistic.
Boy, check to see if these trees are screaming.
Yeah, I'll definitely use nature speech on these trees as I touch them one by one. Trying to speak to the trees. I'm the Lorax after all.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw?
That's what I said, isn't it?
Nice.
All right, very good. You grasp onto this tree, trying to sense and reach out for it, and as you do, you hear the reminder of one of your oldest teachers giving you a proverb of, not staring too far into the abyss. You remember this because that is exactly what this is. As you touch it, there is no life or soul within this tree. It feels, as you pull back away from it and sever your connection, it feels, looks, and acts as if a tree is entirely a tree. It is rooted in the ground with leaves even sprouting from it. But there is no essence of life or spirit within it.
Hey, guys, these trees are alive but dead. No words, no nothing. It's quiet.
Same.
Undead trees? That's weird.
Burn the forest.
I attack the tree. I get a +2 to damage. No,
Burn the forest.
I'm a nerd.
I say we move out of here. I don't like the feels of how it feels over here.
Give me the heebie-jeebies.
Further
So-
and further, you move along, and soon enough, Harry, you see what looks to be cobbled stone and road.
Hey guys, I think I see a road over here. Should we go to it?
Yes, please get me out of this.
You notice that there seems to be, so let's say, for the sake of brevity, towards your east, there is this singular orb that floats and hangs in the sky, even though it is entirely blotted out by overcast and cloud and fog. And in that direction, this road goes east to west, is just this fog line, this high fog line. And the fog does encroach and cover mostly everything in your vision, but it isn't as dreadful as your assumed encounter yesterday. Or possibly yesterday. But towards the west, away from this fog line and away from this sunlight, if you could call it that, there is some sort of looming shadow that rises high above this tree line, almost.
Well, if that's any indication, I think, unfortunately, that's the way we're supposed to go.
You all begin to make your way there towards it, and several minutes pass before, I would say, I guess, who has what? Harrison, what's your perception modifier? Just the number. You don't have to roll it, but just the number.
Perception modifier is +5.
Okay. Anyone have a number higher than that?
+7.
Oh.
I have a -1.
Guild
Black
founder, you notice there is a large stone monolith on its side and in the ground ahead of you. And quickly you realize that it has the carvings and indentations of a human face.
Wow, fuck.
Yeah. Guys, I don't like that. I'm gonna hide behind Nadir.
As you move behind him, the fog, almost as if of its own control and volition, begins to dissipate just in this direction, and you see two large, towering, 40-50 foot tall monolith figures, one with a sword, a large great sword down in front of it, and its head in heavy plate, it seems to be, all made of stone. The other with a sword and shield, but its head is seemed to be removed and now at the foot of you, all about 50 feet ahead of you. And this head is 50 feet in front of this wall, where there is a gate in between both of these things.
I'm not a huge fan of standing out here, so you guys, I think we should move towards that gate.
I would like to go to the gate.
Let's go for it.
Agreed.
You realize that there are a few words that seem to be etched in some sort of brown or dark maroon paint of sort, that are carved. There's multiple words all across it, some that you can understand. In fact, almost all of these things you can understand. In common, it speaks, these words read turn back. In Elvish, the words read no hope. Let's say that you, Furble, can speak Sylvan. And it says, welcome. In Draconic, the two of you can read The Devil Lives. But there are two languages. One you can easily ascribe as possibly Dwarven, as it's very angular.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one seems to be almost, every time you look at it and look back and look away from it and look back, it seems to almost shift, as if you can't have any perceivable...
Does anyone here speak Celestial?
I do not.
Then I'm gonna assume it's that.
Maybe.
No, never mind. I don't.
Can we do like a insight check?
Yeah.
What
To kind of gather what language this might be.
Oh boy. Yeah. So.
I will do an insight as well.
Oh, very good, because you are probably the one who would get this the most. It seems to be the language of demons and devils, abyssal.
Oh,
I wanna get out of here.
Boy.
I don't like this.
I thought mine was
In fact, if you took some time, you could probably untranscribe. Like if you took maybe a good 5 or 10 minutes, you could slowly decipher what it might mean.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, we got time.
Okay. You all approach with your paladin there before you.
Give me a minute, boys. I'm gonna try and see what this last one says.
And as you make your way up towards it, sort of on this, like, the walls, it's kind of like there's these very large gates that go 50 feet high and about 40 feet wide, and or maybe like even higher than that. But it seems like one door is still closed and shut, but like it's only leaving one door open, so it's like a jar. You know what I mean? Like as if like two doors were to close and they open both inwards towards you, only one is open inwards, and that's the right one. On the left door are all of these words. And you can read after several minutes, but not before the howling of wolves from behind you to the east. And unfortunately, and ironically enough, it too reads, welcome to Barovia.
Welcome to Barovia. Looks like we're here, boys.
I feel like we're a little late. I feel like I lost track of time. Is Barovia supposed to look like this?
You know, I don't think it is.
Well, I don't like the sounds of those wolves. I'd rather fight whatever's in there than out here.
Take shelter.
Careful what you wish for, boy. I think we're getting into something pretty deep here.
You make your way through the gate and onto the other side, slowly covering both behind you and in front of you. 2 by 2, you make your way through the gate. The two behind, you realize in the woods, encroaching your position, the faint glow of yellow eyes. And you make your way through, hoping to escape these wolves, if they be that. And you notice that as you make your way to the other side, there's this smell and stench of death. Mostly Gale Founder, you can easily pick this out. There seems to be something rotting and decaying not far off from your position.
I'll let my party member know about that in a very, like, almost non-verbal way of just, like, there's something that smells horrible over there.
Gah! Gah! There seems to be a raven that kind of not floats, but as you all are gathered of this information, you turn, and there seems to be some sort of raven kind of pecking into this laying humanoid form about 10 or 15 feet off of the path there, and it looks at all of you and then flies away.
Well, that was odd.
Hmm. Agreed.
That is the stench or the smell of death that you assume was whatever this human figure is or was.
Well, we'll have to give him a proper burial later.
Agreed.
Can you founder make a perception check? Or actually everyone make a perception check.
Yeah, boy. Peep this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, easily
Unlucky.
enough.
Just
Stoneclaw and Founder, even Silvari, you notice that he hasn't been dead long, as his clothes seem to be, not like his body seems to be mostly intact. It seems that the Raven was the only one feasting on this creature, this human, unfortunately,
What the
and
heck?
he does seem to have some equipment on him, even a blade at his in his hand, but there seems to be a satchel addressed on his side.
I will try to grab at the satchel.
There seems to be a few silver pieces, a few sticks of jerky, a second pack of common clothes, and then inside a well-worn and beaten brown letter rolled in a tube.
Oh, shit.
Do you guys think that's that guy that we
Only
met?
one way to find out. I pick up the tube
You open
as
the
I
letter.
Say a silent prayer and sorry for dying.
Sorry. You whisper above this creature. Oh my, wow, motion to it. And
Wow, what should I do?
yeah, I already did. But if you check your Discord, there will be another letter.
Okay.
I will open this on the internet. You can all open this as well and take a look at it, and let me know when you all have it open, and we'll read together like a classroom.
I have it up.
All right, you
I have
ready?
it up.
Okie doke. Hail to thee of might and valor. I, the Burgomaster. Oh, another thing. As you open it, there seems to be a seal, a wax seal on it as well. It has a very large B on the front of it.
Okay.
A B. Bravo. I, the Burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with the despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. How my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for the dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves, and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster of Barovia.
How long do you think, how much time do you think has passed in between these letters that we've received?
Oh, I have no idea.
He told us that it was a week away. The guy just came. There's no way. It has only been a week. These walls and ruins. It feels like it's been years here.
The guy hasn't been dead long though.
The guy hasn't been dead long, yeah, but the between us getting the letter and him like currently coming back out, it feels like it's been a while. I don't know. It feels like it's been a while. Not to mention, what's with the that head of the guy outside, the head of the stone thing. Like if someone had broken it, that's some hella strength you're gonna have to have. knock that thing off.
The do we know this man that is on the ground before us, or should we roll an insight or a?
Aside from the missing eyeball and a few tears at the lips,
Mhm.
there is no facial hair, which is an indicative mark of the man you had met earlier, if that is a primary concern. Otherwise, no, you have no idea who this is, and probably have never met him before.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what else, if there's anything else that we can do.
Yeah, not much we can do for him. I think we should keep exploring.
The town.
Yeah, I think we should keep exploring.
From this position, the walls behind you, you make your way further and further along the west, towards the west along the road. There does seem to be some scent of civilization, as there is a single smoke stack rising into the sky far off to the west, several miles in fact. But as you're making your way through the road, you hear a cacophony of howls in every direction. And out of the woods and out of the tree lines, three large hounds of massive size step in front of all of you. Two in front of you and one behind. All of their eyes a bright yellow. They growl and froth foams from their mouth.
I want to charge at them.
I don't think there's any talking out of this one, boys. I'm gonna draw my greatsword.
Draw my bow and arrow.
I'll ready my magic.
All right, and
Yeah.
with that, we will get into combat. Howdy, folks. Mike the DM here. If you enjoyed our video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos in the future, be sure to push notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.